How is everyone doing today? Hope you're doing well. How is everyone doing? Happy Friday to you all. So, hi, welcome. This is day 3, and we have got some information to give to you. This is going to be really amazing. I pray that you enjoy the training that we're providing you with as well. And today we're going to be going through what it is on day 3. What we're going to go through is we're going to talk about you, for example. I hope everyone's doing well. By the way, happy Friday to everyone. It's about day 3 is about building your team. Yeah, your recruitment team, your recruitment healthcare professionals that you your recruitment healthcare professionals such as nurses, doctors, allied healthcare professionals. Established partnerships is really important as well, especially when you're looking at approaching healthcare facilities to secure contracts for your business as well. So let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so building your healthcare team, recruiting professionals, and securing contracts is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, we've still got tomorrow and we've still got Sunday as well. I feel this is such a big subject, that's why it's over 5 days, and I'm trying to do some over the weekend so that those of you that's working during the week, that you'll at least get into come to one of the lives at the weekend. So I decided to do that because I felt it'd be beneficial as well. So if you're looking to build your healthcare team, then you're in the right place. Now, providing medical staffing, recruitment services, you must find the best healthcare professionals. And this includes healthcare workers, nurses, doctors, allied healthcare professionals, for example. That your medical staffing firm is going to be able to specialize in. So you want to be able to connect the best talent with healthcare facilities that are in need of your services. So by you partnering with those organizations, you can secure contracts with reputable healthcare facilities. It's not acceptable anymore just to have the average person. If you're looking at getting contracts where you want to stand out, you've just come in as a newbie. So just because you're a newbie doesn't mean to say that you can't provide high caliber staff. It's about looking at what the area and the need is, where you are located, communicating, and then meeting those needs as well. Okay, so we're going to dive into this a bit further. So medical staffing services firms, they specialize in connecting top talent with healthcare facilities in need of staffing services. That's what they do. So by you partnering, you can secure contracts with reputable healthcare facilities that will ensure a steady stream of work for your team as well as for your business. So whether you're a healthcare professional looking for a new opportunity, like in my book here, We Will Love You From a Distance, when I talk about this as well, if you haven't got that book yet or even watched it on Amazon, for example, Kindle, check it out. It really does give you some good information as well. So whether you're a healthcare professional looking for new opportunities, providing a facility in the need where you're providing staffing solutions, then you're in the right place. So today's learning, we're going to be building a strong, reliable healthcare team that you need to have in order to make a difference in patients' lives, in the people that you are serving. So please do join our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our team members will put something in the chat for you to have a click and register, because we do have a YouTube channel and I'd like more people to subscribe to that YouTube channel. just drinking my water, sparkling water. So do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, what we want to do is to help you to look at managing your team, as well as giving you tips for building and managing your healthcare team. So I'll be discussing the importance of you building a strong healthcare team, and that is by recruiting healthcare professionals such as doctors, nurses, and allied healthcare professionals, for example. You want to be able to explore how to establish partnerships with healthcare facilities, because that is important. You need to look around to see what healthcare facilities there are in your location and go and check them out. Go and meet them. They're in your community. Who is it that you want to work with? You've got to go and see them. They want to see you, or at least hear from you, for example, because they'll need to see you quite a few times in order for it to register that, hey, this person has got some good information here. They're going to provide me with staff members. I need help in that department, and you're the perfect solution because you have got high caliber staff members, so they know that their risk is minimum. If things go wrong, it will be a quick safety net that you'll all know what it is that you need to do at the right time so that safeguarding doesn't happen. It's about preventing that from happening. And by having high caliber staff members that understand the needs as well and serve those that need the service, then you'll provide the best type of staffing services. Okay, so it will help you to provide high quality care to patients and service users in the community. So I just wanted to mention that to you because we really need to change things around as a newbie, or even as a seasoned healthcare business owner. Maybe you're doing home care and you want to go into the staffing market. Maybe you're doing staffing and you want to switch over to home care. There's so much to do with home care. It's not just about nurses, doctors. Yesterday I'm talking to you about medical staffing, but there's lots of other staffing that you can provide in the healthcare arena as well. So going back into that, so let's look at how you can create a healthier and more efficient healthcare system. Number one is that you need to look at, because we're doing series and we're breaking the trainings up as well. So part one is like, you need to look at identifying who your target professionals are. Who are they? What do they do? What do they, what is it that they're looking for from you? What can you help them with? So define the type of healthcare professionals that you want to recruit, such as registered nurses, doctors, physicians, for example, therapists, physical therapists. The list is endless. So understand these specific qualifications, certifications, and experience level required for each role. Now, I'm going to break some of this down for you so that you know who they are and what they typically do. So we're going to go through registered nurses. They play a crucial role in healthcare. Typically, they're RNs, and they need to have at least an associate degree, for example, or a bachelor's degree in nursing. Many years ago, it was nursing 2000, for example, but now things have changed. So they need to obtain the right license, whether it's in America or whether it's in the UK. They still need to have the relevant licenses to be able to practice as a nurse and to keep the training continuous, because they can't just stop and then they're still a nurse. They have to keep that training so that they're still able to keep their qualifications, for example, and practice. They can keep their qualifications, but they need to practice it as well. So additional certifications may be required. based on specialisms as well. So there's also entry-level RN positions which may accept new graduates, while specialist roles may require years of experience. So doctors, they must have a bachelor's degree and 4 years or more in medical school to earn a degree, for example. So looking at the entry levels, they can be students starting out, for example. Physical therapist must complete a doctor or a physical therapy degree, for example, PhD. So you need to also look at what exams, and if they obtain the license, that needs to be visible so that you can see and have that in your documentation when you're doing your staff compliance. So occupational therapists, they need to have a master's degree, for example, in occupational therapy. They're also known as OTs, and they must pass certain exams. Same with midwives, they have to pass certain exams as well. Speech language as well, that's a good staffing that you can provide, like a pathologist, for example, must complete a master's degree, for example, in speech language. There's all different types of pathology, and there's different types of departments as well. So look at trying to provide specialist staff members in order for you to stand out in the crowd. This isn't about quantity, it's about quality, okay? And it's about your work-life balance as well. So try and specialize in certain things like diagnostics, for example, midwives, for example, so that you're different and that you're able to get more work in for your organization. Registered nurses, like I said, I've already mentioned that. There's also pediatric nurse as well. There's critical care nurses. There's mental health care nurses, for example. There's so many different levels as well, whether it's band 5, 6, 7, 8 and upwards, for example. So looking at what that clinical experience is, whether they've got leadership role, doctors, physicians, their qualifications, you want to make sure that it's correct, and that you have got the correct information, and that they're registered with the regulated bodies that they have to be registered under. Same with the nurses, the Nurse Midwifery Council in the UK, for example. There's the occupational therapist. They have to have their qualifications, as I said, and sit exams and make sure that they're able to pass so that they can then practice as well. There's different dietitians, there's pediatrics, feeding, there's all different types of experienced healthcare professionals, which are clinical staff that specialize, that you can actually provide. We are just focusing purely on nurses, healthcare workers, but there's so much more that we can be offering as care providers. And the higher up you go, the higher up your margin is as well, and the less work that you're doing for something which is very specialized, and at the same time you're able to provide that quality because you're taking your time, you're providing the high caliber staff members, as opposed to volume where you're providing lots of staff members quickly, and the rates are lower because it's not a specialized field, for example. So therefore it can be a lot of competition. Whereas when you're providing high caliber staff members, then your rates are higher. And I just wanted to mention that to you. So I'm going to go into part 2 of day 3, and that is, so that is developing your recruitment strategies. You want to be able to utilize job boards on social media, professional networking sites. You can advertise job openings as well, online as well as offline. You can utilize job boards, social media platforms, professional networking sites that can help you reach a wider audience and connect with qualified candidates. There's magazines, there's lots of magazines as well that you can advertise. I'm just going to drink my water. I've also got my cup of tea here as well. I'm just going to have a quick swig of this. So look at where you can find staff members. Look through magazines. There's Indeed, all these social media platforms. There's Indeed, there's LinkedIn is very good for finding the high caliber staff members. Amazing. There's so many things that you can do and find people, whether it's social media or whether it is on LinkedIn. And there's Indeed as well, but I do like LinkedIn as well for when you're looking for high caliber staff as well, because you can see their qualifications, you can see their experience, for example, and that's a good starting point for when you're interviewing candidates. Some of them slip through the cracks, I'll be honest with you. You know, they say that they've got all of this training qualification, but it's not until you actually see how someone works, because when someone works in a large organization, when I'm talking about hundreds and thousands of staff members like the NHS, and I'm going to, you know, just mention this so that you're aware of this, you could get a staff member that's been in the NHS for many, many years, and for whatever reason, they're looking for a new opportunity. And working in the NHS is quite a big place, would you agree? Yeah? Or in a big hospital, it's a very big place. Or the councils, it's a very big place. Whereas when they come and work for you as a small organization, you can observe more and you can see when something is not working out as it should be, according to, you may have checked their compliance, you may have checked their references, for example, their experience, but when they come into a smaller unit, you can see them a bit better, how they're going to work with the unit that you have in itself. So I just wanted to point that out as well, because I've actually experienced it a couple of times. So you want to make sure that you're mindful that you do interviews like twice. You get to know the person, you get to hear them, you get to understand their personality, their characters a bit better when you do that as well. Okay, so utilize the job boards. Look on LinkedIn, you can see all of their qualifications, their experience. Sometimes people put that they're working for someone and they've been with someone for years, and that's not the case. That actually they forgot to change to say, actually, when I'm not working in that organization. So that's why it's important to do your reference checks, because you will find out that sometimes when you see something on LinkedIn that they've been there for years and they haven't. I've had it where someone said that they've worked with me from such and such to the present time now, and it wasn't. They were only with me for 6 weeks. So be mindful of that on LinkedIn. That's why it's important to check the references, because sometimes people don't change their information on LinkedIn because they want to attract the employer or to try and attract someone that's going to want to use your services, for example. Okay, so just be mindful of that. I just wanted to point that out. So utilize your job boards look at the wider audience and connect with qualified candidates. You want to learn how to maximize your recruitment efforts and improve your hiring processes by leveraging, right? You need to leverage in the digital platforms. I've explained some of the pros and cons of these digital platforms because, like I said, people can say that they've been working for someone for years up to present, and they're looking for a job opportunity or whatever. But when you do your reference checks, then you know that that person hasn't told you the truth. Okay? So obviously you're not going to hire them, because you will tell them, well, actually you've still got this on here. Have you forgotten to take it off? Why is it still saying present, for example? Okay? So are you looking to attract the top talent for your organization? I'm sure you are, because why would you not want the top talent? So you want to ensure that you are really posting your job opportunities on these platforms. You can reach large audiences of active job seekers and who are actively looking for opportunities. But you want to ensure that the person is able to do the job and that you are saying the correct roles and responsibilities of what they will need to be doing, for example, when they're going to work for your organization, whether you're offering a temporary position or whether it is a permanent placement position. You need to mention that in your staffing agency, that it's temp or that you're looking for both types of candidates rather than just one type and then it's actually permanence that you're looking for. So social media platforms such as Facebook is good as well. There's also Twitter and Instagram. That can be a powerful recruitment tool as well. But like I said, always check the references. So you want to share your job posting so that it goes to as many people as possible online so that they can see your jobs. There's lots of social media platforms, like on Facebook there's job vacancy groups and things like that where you can post your vacancy and you can get candidates approaching you, and you don't really necessarily have to pay for adverts today. You can, on Indeed, you can actually get free ads by skipping the section where it says skip sponsored ads, for example. Okay, social media is really good for advertising. You want to also look at building a strong presence on these platforms. You can attract top talent who may not be actively seeking for the new opportunity by utilizing the online job boards, social media platforms, and professional networking sites. You can maximize your recruitment strategies and attract top talent to your organization, but you have got to be mindful. Are they really still, when they put on their CVs or possibly on their LinkedIn, for example, is it real? You've got to check all of these things out because it is top talent, whatever talent, whether it's healthcare worker or whatever. You got to check to make sure that it's real, because if they haven't been true on that, then you don't want them working for you. Okay, so you can attend job fairs. You can actually go into colleges as well where people are getting a degree, and you can approach the colleges to see whether you can have an open day where you can actually do a job fair. There's also different events as well that you can find potential candidates as well. Collaborate, like I said, with nursing schools, career fairs as well. There's also lots of different ways as well that you can get candidates, because the job fairs that are going around, there's the medical schools that you can go into as well. There's allied health programs. You can look at all different ways of recruiting top talent as well. Graduates, interns, and you can also offer a referral bonus to current employees for recommending qualified candidates. So do you know of nurses, for example, or specialist staff members that are about to qualify? You can approach them and then get them to come and work for your organization. So that's that section. So now I'm going to talk to you about creating a compelling job description, part 3. You want to craft a detailed job description highlighting the responsibilities, the qualifications, the benefits of each position. But you also want to discuss the hours that they're going to work, as well as the commitment and what the job is like. Is it fast-paced? Is it busy? Are they going to be working by themselves, autonomous? Are they going to be, for example, working in a team and they need to be a team player? There's no point someone saying, oh, I like being by myself. You've got to be a team player, okay? So you've also got to put in your job description that this is, maybe it's very stressful. So you have to be truthful. It's stressful, that the hours may be long, or the hours are, although it may be short, it is, you're working continuously. This is a non-stop environment type of thing. So be honest and truthful in your job description as well. You want to communicate the company culture, any career development that you have, and any unique selling points that you can say that you can provide. So development, that they're able to grow within the organization, maybe that they can have flexible hours, work the hours that they want to work as well. So look at creating a compelling job description to attract the top talent. So you're looking for someone with a certain level of qualification, degree, distinction maybe, and look at that job description at highlighting their responsibilities, qualifications, and any benefits of the position that can impact the quality of the candidate that you want to attract and employ. Or maybe you're going to have them as self-employed. So is everyone understanding what I'm saying so far? Good. Excellent. So by clearly communicating your company's culture, career advancement, your opportunities, and any unique selling points that will make you stand out from the other job boards, this will increase your chances of attracting the best talent for the job, because you want the best. You don't want the average, you want the best. You want someone that's like, you don't want average, you want someone up here that's going to really do a good service for your organization. So if you're struggling to attract the right talent for your company, then make sure you look at your job description, because this is key to attracting and catching the eye of potential candidates that are high caliber. They're going to be like, I like the sounds of this. I want to work for this company. So start by detailing your responsibilities. Get a notepad and paper and start detailing. Use your notepad and start detailing what it is, who they are, what do you want from them, What type of staff members, because you got to look at what your profitability is as a staffing firm. What type of staff members is it that you're going to be recruiting? You need other staff members besides healthcare workers and nurses do healthcare organizations need, because they're not doing everything within that organization. Yeah, so think about the different job types, okay, and be specific, sorry, about the role and what it entails to give the applicant a clear understanding of what is expected of them, that they're expected to report to the CEO, that they're expected to attend meetings weekly to provide a report of what actions and what tasks have been achieved and what goals have been met within the company according to their target of their assignments that they've been doing, for example. So you want to then be outlining the qualifications needed for the job. You want to clearly list the skills, the experience, and the education that's required to excel in the position that you have. So this will help filter out any unqualified candidates and attract those who are the best fit for the role. The higher up you get, usually they are they're sought after, for example. So you got to look and see and find them. Look for them on LinkedIn. Look at them at the colleges, the nursing school, the medical schools. Try and go around there to try and get the high caliber type of staff members, what you're looking for. So highlight the benefits of the company, working for the company, and whether it's a competitive pay, flexible hours, or any professional development opportunities that you may be offering, for example, to showcase what sets of goals that the company is wanting that's going to be setting you apart from the other agencies, the medical staffing agencies. So maybe looking at how you can become specialized in providing high caliber staff, that is going to make you stand out, right? It's going to definitely make you stand out. But also look at what other positions besides nurses and healthcare workers that you can provide, i.e. dental nurses, for example, hygienists, occupational therapists. What type of staffing agency are you going to be and are you going to provide? So communicate your company's culture and values. Let potential candidates know what it's like to work in your organization. So you can explain a typical day is blah, 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 blah. This is what we do. We start off at this, then we start doing this, and then we then meet with clients, for example. You're expected to be on camera, online. You are speaking with the client so they can see you. You arrive on time. You communicate effectively. For example, we're all working as a team, for example, so that the client isn't left wondering what's happening. So just explain what the typical day looks like for them. And also mention your unique selling points that make your company stand out. Whether it's a strong commitment to sustainability, a diverse, inclusive work culture, or opportunities for career advancement, make sure to highlight what makes you special. So make sure you put that in your job description. So looking at that crafting of the job description, you're going to clearly outline their responsibilities, the qualifications, the benefits, as I said, but also ask tough questions. Be tough. In that job description, be tough. This is not for you if you are, just expecting that this is going to be a job where you will have plenty of time on your hands. It's not. This is a job where you're going to be on your feet all day. And sometimes there's going to be a lot of, for example, bells, pingings going on, buzzers. You know, be transparent in that. There's going to be a lot of phone calls that you're going to have to pick the phone up and perhaps deal with clients, or for example, that the organization that your staff are going to go into work for, that it could be very intense. They're going to need some, debriefing afterwards sometimes, because it's quite intensive. So it depends where the location, what type of hospital it is, what kind of specialisms that you're offering, doctors, surgeons, etc. There's a lot of stress for them, a lot of responsibility that they're going to have to take on board. So just express that as well. And when you're looking at interviewing them, there's going to be some tough questions, because you want to make sure that they're going to be right for the role. And discuss this at interview. Then you'll want to meet with them a couple of times to ensure that they're a good fit for you. So then they've passed the interview, then you've got to make sure that you do all the relevant checks. You've got to ensure the compliance is there as well during the interview, and that you're ready for the candidate to be placed once you've checked your references and they're satisfactory and all of the documentation and compliance is in place and it is correct and they've had the relevant training. So then we'll go on to part 4 now, which is about you establishing partnerships with healthcare facilities, because it's all right to recruit staff, but you also got to make sure that there's work. It has to match. So try and do that together so that things are running in a simultaneously order and fashion. So establish partnerships with healthcare facilities. You want to research your local hospitals, your clinics, your nursing homes and other healthcare facilities in your target area. You want to reach out to the human resources department, because that's where you go straight away. You want to speak with the human resources and the hiring managers and introduce your staffing agency to discuss potential partnerships, because sometimes people think, oh, I'm going to speak with the care manager, which is good because the care manager can put you in the right direction, or even they've got the direct authority to be able to take you on. But sometimes it will be human resources that you're dealing with, HR departments, hiring managers, administrative assistants that deal with the hiring processes. So you may need to sidetrack the care manager and go direct to that department. Okay, you want to, when you're there speaking with these organizations, talk about your expertise, the specialist staff members that you've got, what qualifications that they've got, the minimum qualifications that they have, and how many years, or maybe they've just come out of just got their degree, for example. It all depends. So talk about any proven track records that you've got, your expertise and the ability to provide qualified, high caliber staff members, because you can provide them at short notice, but also you can look at providing permanent staff members as well. Don't just look at what your needs are. For example, as an organization, think about what their needs are. It's so important, and what the community's needs are as well. So when you're looking at negotiating the contract terms, you want to include your rates, what the requirements are, and the service level agreement, for example. So what type of service are you going to be delivering? Is it permanent, where you're placing someone permanently and you've invoiced them for it and you've provided all of the documentation so that that person's ready to be taken on? Or is it going to be a temporary placement? What are your rates? What are the terms? When do you want to be paid? Usually it's 30 days, but you can be sometimes cheeky. You can say 14 days, it depends. They will say, if they look at that, they'll go, no, we will pay 30 days, you need to give us more time. Okay, usually it's 30 days. And in terms of that, then you need to look at getting a factoring invoice finance company, and that is where they will pay your invoice up to 85%, 90% of your invoice, so that you're able to pay your staff members weekly and keep cash flow coming in. Now, with that, what happens is that they will pay you a percentage, they will own that invoice, and they will let the organization know that they are in charge of your invoices to be paid, and it's to be paid to them, the bank, for example. And then what will happen then is that when they've paid that invoice, the bank will then release the further 15% to you. So you could get 85% up front, and then the 15% once that's been released. Obviously they take their fee from that, which is usually about 3, 4, 5%. So invoice finance factoring is a way of paying your staff members weekly, so that you haven't got to try and take on that burden by yourself by saying payment must be within 14 days, for example. Because if you do it that way, where it's 14 days payment, then that way when that staff member first works for you, you then got 2 weeks to get the money in to pay them on the 14th day, because they're going to work a week in hand, for example. Okay, so I hope that was clear to everyone that's listening as well. So you want to ensure that you've established really good partnerships with the healthcare facilities that you're wanting to secure contracts with. So like I said, look and see where these hospitals are, where the clinics are. Private clinics need you as well. Okay, nursing homes, where are they in your location? What about the rehabilitation centers? What about the daycare centers, healthcare facilities in your area, the activity centers, community centers? Where are they in your location? Because they could use your services, because there could be people in the community center that need care, and you could help assist there. So research each facility. You want to do your research for each facility to understand their staffing needs, the patient demographics, their what specialisms they are, and any current staffing challenges that they may be facing. So it's important to gather that information on your contacts with the facilities, such as who is the human resources directors, nursing managers, or department heads, case managers, for example. And then you want to look at initiating contact with them. You have to approach them in a controlled way. Okay, now I'm going to do some training on this, and if you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, there is a video on how to get clients. How do you introduce yourself, for example? So you want to reach out to identify the contacts. This can be done via email, phone calls, or in-person visits. Now, if you are sending emails, sometimes emails bounce back, and for some reason that person has left, and we have to try and find out who that email is to, who it goes to next. And sometimes they don't provide you with that information. Okay, but you have to keep being persistent. So you can do phone calls, you can do emails, you can do in-person visits. I suggest doing in-person visits to introduce yourself as well. Because when they see you, there's more connection there than just an email going out. So same with when you do the phone calls. You call them, they're not necessarily available all the time, whereas when you go and do a visit, a site visit, you can see them. There might be a chance that you'll be able to see them. So try and do about, say, 15 to 20 visits a week, face to face. Do calls daily, send emails daily. So all of those three, and you can also look at expressing an interest in forming a partnership with them. That's the reason for the call, that's the reason for the visit, that's the reason for the email. You want to clearly communicate the benefits of partnering with your agency, such as the access to the high talent pool that you have of qualified professionals, streamlined recruitment processes that you have, and the flexibility of you providing a staffing solution, i.e. temporary workers as well as permanent workers. You can do try before you buy, for example, i.e. what I mean by that is that you provide temporary staffing, you charge, and then after so many weeks or 6 weeks, 8 weeks, then they're like, okay, I want to take this person on permanently now because I know that this person is going to be a good fit. Because there's nothing worse that you send someone or you've just taken someone on and you don't know whether they're a good fit until, 6 weeks down the line, then you really get the feel of how things are going. So you also want to tailor your message to address their needs and their challenges of each healthcare facility. So think about what it is that they need or what they specialize in, and then that will give you a good idea of what type of staff members that they're looking for. Okay, so you want to be demonstrating your understanding of their unique requirements. So you want to highlight, as I said, your track record and expertise. So maybe you've got a group of healthcare professionals and you're going to provide an example and say, we have 30 years experience in healthcare, for example. You can also say about the staff members' relevant experience in healthcare facilities around, whether it's NHS or whether it is the councils or whether it is care homes or whether it's in the community, for example. List all four, for example, and more. Whatever it is that you do, list that. So provide examples of any successful placements that you did, any case studies that demonstrate your agency's ability to provide high quality professionals at short notice is important as well. So you want to highlight any specialized expertise or certifications that your agencies possesses, such as accreditations, whether you're registered with the Care Quality Commission or with the local state, for example, any specialized training that you offer, any programs that you offer, what healthcare professionals that you have, and you want to discuss your partnership opportunities with them. Once you do that, you want to schedule a meeting with key decision makers and healthcare facilities to discuss potential partnerships, opportunities in more detail. Present them the comprehensive overview of your staffing services, including the types of healthcare professionals that you can provide, recruitment processes, the quality assurance measures that you have. Include your mission and vision statement as well, and be prepared to address any questions or concerns that they may have as well. Now, you need to look at providing, really, when you're doing this, look at providing them with a presentation pack, a presentation folder, where you provide this information and then you hand this to them as you've spoken to them, so that they've got that on hand, so that when they need your services, they can then contact you straight away. And I will go into that training. I do have that on YouTube. There is a training on that. And we need to find that so that we can then obviously provide you with that. For those of you that's on YouTube, those of you that's on Facebook, we will try and find the link somewhere and put it here for you to see. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Like I said, be prepared. Be prepared and leave them with something, not just a business card. You know, you don't want to just go there and just talk and then say, here's my business card. What does that do? They're just going to go, okay, thank you, put it in their pocket and perhaps chuck it in the bin as soon as you're gone. Whereas with a presentation folder, presentation pack, they're not going to do that. They're going to keep it. They're going to put it in a desk or on top of a desk, and then it's going to be there visible for them, so that when they need your services, they can then come straight to you. Okay? So you want to work collaboratively with that healthcare facility representing, and you want to be able to negotiate your terms and conditions on a mutual basis. You want to discuss your rates, your staffing requirements, and I'm not on about the rates that you pay your staff members. What are your rates altogether? Like I mentioned yesterday, I believe, where I said that your rates are 1.5 to 2 times more than the staff member's rate that you're paying. So you want to include that all together. Okay, you don't say we pay our staff members £8, unless it's a council, for example, or maybe it could be the NHS, a hospital, where they want a breakdown of the cost to know why you are charging that amount of money, for example. So it all depends with who you're dealing with. So you'll want to discuss rates, like I said, the staff requirements, the service level agreements, and any other terms relevant to the partnership when you're looking at working with organizations. You want to also ensure clarity, transparency in all aspects of the contract to avoid misunderstanding or disputes later on. Okay, be careful, get the organization you're going to send your staff members into, that they understand the rates. Otherwise they could end up not paying you because of the rates. Okay, so be flexible and willing to accommodate the needs and preferences of each healthcare facility whilst you're upholding the standards and value of your staffing agency. So you want to formalize partnership agreements. So once the terms have been agreed upon, formalize them and ensure that all parties involved understand their roles and responsibilities under the partnership agreement. So when you're working with a government organization, they will give you the agreement and you have to sign it. So you're saying that you agree to their terms, for example. And sometimes they'll send it even before you've actually said yes. They'll send it to you, then you sign it, and then they sign it. So establish clear channels of communication. You want to set expectations for ongoing collaboration and feedback. You want to ensure that you have a good relationship. You want to maintain it. You want to strengthen that relationship. You want to foster positive relationships with the healthcare facility, for example, by providing excellent service, communication and support. Regularly follow up with the healthcare facility to ensure satisfaction with the staffing services provided and address any issues or concerns promptly. You want to seek opportunities to expand and strengthen the partnership over time by offering additional services or exploring new areas of collaboration. You also want to make sure, and this is part 5, you want to ensure that you build strong brand presence. You want to develop a professional website showcasing your services, any testimonials that you have, and job opportunities. You want to utilize social media platforms to engage with healthcare professionals and share industry news, job postings, company updates, for example. You want to invest in online advertising campaigns once you get going, I'm not saying right now, to target healthcare professionals in your area. You want to build a strong brand presence is essential for establishing credibility, attracting clients, and engaging potential candidates. Now, the candidates are the ones that really are looking for this. So in healthcare staffing industry, here's how you can effectively build your brand presence. You want to develop a professional website. Your website needs to showcase your services, including the types of healthcare professionals that you provide, the recruitment process that you do and have, and any specialized expertise or certifications your agency possesses. So include your testimonials, case studies, demonstrate your agency's track record. For example, in a case study, you could say, hey, we had a client who called. We were then able to provide a staff member within 30 minutes. They got that shift covered, for example. How good are we? Yeah. So think about any featured job opportunities and look at putting that on your website, allowing candidates to easily browse and apply for positions where they can download their CV, for example, or the job application. You want to ensure that your website is user friendly. You don't want it to be too technical, because nothing worse than someone going on and they don't know where to go. Okay, so make sure that it's mobile friendly, it's optimized for SEO, for example. You can utilize social media. You want to establish a presence on popular social media platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. That's a good word, that is. Share industry news, trends, insights to position your agency as a thought leader in healthcare staffing. You want to post regular job interviews. You've got to be aggressive with posting. It's got to be every single week. Put that advert out so that candidates can see you, because you're going to build your presence. You're going to get more staff, because out of, say, 50 staff members that you may have hired, only 25 of them will be available for whatever reason. Staff members come and go. It's natural. It's normal for staff to leave. It's normal for you to let staff go. It's normal for new staff to come in. It's a cycle. This is how life works. Okay? So you want to post regularly. Invest in advertising for candidates weekly, and always advertise for staff members, especially in the healthcare industry arena, so that you've always got a constant flow of staff members that are going to be there to back up, as backup in case one of them leaves. You've got a backup. Okay, so multimedia content, you can use videos, for example, infographics, live streams to increase engagement, visibility. Create a group for candidates, and then you can do live stream. Hey, we're looking at recruiting this particular staff member, and you can go into group pages and do that if you're doing job vacancies, for example. You want to ensure that you create quality content that educates and informs and resonates with your target audiences. So organizations that you want to work with, you can do blogs, you can create articles, you can talk about topics that are relevant to healthcare staffing, recruitment best practices, career development, etc. Share some success stories, employee spotlights maybe, behind the scenes, glimpses of your agency. Try and humanize your brand and build trust with your audience as well. So you want to look at engaging your content to address the pain points of the organization that you want to work with. You also must engage with your community, your healthcare community. Participate in any relevant conferences, networking opportunities, for example. Collaborate. There's so much things you can do. You can build relationship with key influencers and stakeholders in the healthcare industry. Monitor and measure your efforts. Track, analyze key matrix as well. It's important that you look at the insights of your audience demographics and the preferences, the behaviors, allowing you to refine your strategies if necessary. So part 6, this is where you're going to be looking at competitive benefits. So I'll just drink my water there. Provide some benefits that is going to be an incentive for your staff contractors, for example. Offer competitive salaries, benefit packages and opportunities for professional development. You want to look at providing flexible work schedules, sign on bonuses, for example, preferences. You can look at based incentives or attract the top talent. So look at fostering a supportive work environment that prioritizes employee well-being. And you can talk about employee well-being and career growth is very important as well in your organization, which will really help develop and grow your business. Okay, so I hope that that's been helpful to you. I hope that you can hear me okay as well. So I'm going to just talk about part 7 now, because we are going to be coming to the end here. So you want to maintain ongoing communication and support. And this is with the candidates that you're taking on in your organization, so that you are looking at placing them with organizations, whether it's temporary or permanent. You want to look at this as you communicating to ensure that things are always kept in alignment with what you've offered. So keep in contact with the candidate, keep in contact with the client to establish regular communication channels with both the client and healthcare professionals to ensure satisfaction and address any issues promptly. You want to provide ongoing training, mentorship, and support your staff so that they can enhance their skills and job satisfaction. So you want to look at continuously evaluating the recruitment and retention strategies based on feedback and any industry trends, because things do change now and again. So you need to be aware of any changes in healthcare so that the staff members are are aware of this as well. So establish regular communication channels with both the client and the professional is crucial, because satisfaction and you addressing any issues promptly prevents anything escalating out of control. So by you providing ongoing training, mentorship and support to your staff, hold weekly meetings if you can enhance the skills and job satisfaction. So ultimately leading to better patient care, because this is the reason why we're doing what we're doing. It's essential to continuously evaluate and keep your communication open with the candidates to improve your recruitment and retention strategies based on feedback and industry trends. By staying proactive and responsive, you can create positive working environments that fosters growth and success for everyone involved. So if you want to learn more about how to maintain ongoing communication and support in healthcare, this is such a fast-paced world in healthcare. It's so fast. And maintaining ongoing communication and support is crucial. So you establishing regular channels of communication with both your clients and your staff members, healthcare professionals, this will ensure satisfaction and address any issues promptly. Now, no one is 100% perfect. We're human beings. We're not robots. Thank God. We're not robots. But we have to look at any issues and addressing them as promptly as we can. Reasonably, possibly do so. So you can provide ongoing training and support, like I said, and talking to that employee. So this not only benefits the employee, but also improves the quality of care provided to the patients. By you continuously evaluating and building these strategies, it keeps your team motivated and engaged. Remember, communication is key in healthcare. Keeping your lines of communication open provides support to your staff, and always strive for improvement. So maintaining regular communication with both the healthcare organization and the place staff is crucial to ensure the satisfaction of addressing any issues promptly, so then that way they're going to stay in the role and stay for the required time. And this is another way of you keeping in touch, and you can follow these steps by establishing a communication schedule. You want to determine communication, which is schedule weekly or bi-weekly check-ins to touch base with both the staff member as well as the healthcare organization in itself. You want to use a combination of phone calls, emails, in-person meetings. For example, you can do online meetings via Zoom. For example, you want to do check-ins with the healthcare organization as well. I also want to say, if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. If you're watching the live, hashtag live, so that I know. So check in with healthcare organizations. For permanent placements, you want to call the organization at least once a week for the first 3 months to ensure that the satisfaction is happening with the staff member that's been placed. Because you've charged a commission of 20% of that staff member's annual salary, you want to protect that. And that's by you communicating weekly or bi-weekly with the organization where they're being placed. You also speak with the candidate to make sure that they are happy in the organization, because you don't want them to suddenly leave. Then you've then got to find a replacement. So make sure that you do have a replacement just as a backup so that you can cover quickly. Okay? So you want to ask questions about the staff's performance, the capability with the team. The compatibility is important as well. Any areas of improvement that they feel is needed. You want to address any concerns or issues raised by the healthcare organization promptly and work to resolve, because collaboration with the staff placed, you want to talk with the staff as well as the organization itself. Use these opportunities to strengthen the relationship with the healthcare organization that you've placed the staff member with, to demonstrate your commitment to providing high quality staffing solutions. You want to ensure that you evaluate your temporary placements. So your temporary placements, call the healthcare facility after a first shift and just check in with them. And then again, when the week has gone, just check in again to gather feedback on the temp worker's performance. Inquire about factors such as their punctuality. Was they reliable? Were they professional? What was their job performance like? Address any issues or concerns raised by the healthcare facility and take appropriate action, such as you providing additional training or replacing the temp worker if necessary. Because at the end of the day, the organization, they need to give you chance to replace the organization, replace the worker, for example. So you want to do a continuous check. You want to check in periodically throughout the assignment to assure ongoing satisfaction and address any emerging issues proactively. Document feedback and follow up. So keep a detailed record of all communication with both the healthcare organization and the staff that you've placed, including feedback received and actions taken from both sides. So you want to follow up on outgoing issues or concerns to ensure that they have been addressed satisfactorily. You want to document any positive feedback, success stories to use as a testimonial, and use success stories for future marketing efforts. Provide your staff with the resources. You want to offer support resources to both the healthcare organization and place staff that have been in the facility to experience a positive, not a negative. So provide training, mentorship, guidance to place the staff that have helped to succeed in your organization being placed within that healthcare facilities. So other resources that you can do as a healthcare organization, such as offering your staff members tips. Think about what best practices that they can have access to, any additional staffing solutions as required and needed. Continuous feedback is important, improvement. Use that feedback to gather what check-ins that you need to do. You want to identify any areas of improvement in your staffing processes, what recruitment strategies, candidate selection criteria that you may have. You want to continuously strive to enhance the quality of the service that you're providing to both the healthcare organization as well as the staff members that you're placing, so the relationship is driving a long-term success. You want to go all in consistently and show up. It will be hard sometimes. I'm not going to lie, it will be. But don't give up. Okay? Work on your daily actions. You will become stronger. It's easy for us to become too comfortable, right? So if we become too comfortable, we don't grow. And we still feel, we feel the pain because we want to do something. Like, I want to do this. I've got this burning desire to do this. So accept that some days there will be pain, but don't give up, because use that pain to take action. Take action. Because not knowing, surely that's more painful. Not knowing, building your staffing business, your healthcare business, by not doing that, isn't that going to be something that's going to make you think, I wish I did that? You know, it's always going to be in the back of your head that you haven't done it. And I'm here to help you to ascend in your business by using your pain that you have to start a healthcare business, by starting a staffing business, by looking at this aspect. I'm here to help you. I want to help you with your self-development and leadership so that you're able to build a legacy and grow and develop, and you will become stronger. Any business is not easy. Healthcare business is a bit more technical. You know, it's not like you're in a shop, but like any business, there's always going to be things that are difficult. But you should never let that stop you, because if it's in your desire, if it is really, truly in your heart, then you will continue. You will push through that pain, because you will get to another level. And then there'll be another challenge. And you just keep pushing forward. This is life. If it was so easy, everyone would be doing it. I just wanted to just say that to you as a finishing part of the day, that this is a growth market, and there's so many types of healthcare staffing that you can be providing, not just nurses, not just healthcare workers. There's so much involved in healthcare organizations. There's administration staff, clerical staff, chefs, cleaners, accountants, finance managers. There's so many different surgeons. The list is endless. If I was to create a list of all the people, job types in healthcare, I wonder how many you would come up with. Because there's a lot. There's IT. The list is endless. So I just wanted to share with you today. I hope that you've enjoyed day 3 training, and tomorrow is Saturday. It's the weekend, and I'll be doing training tomorrow as well as on Sunday as well. So I hope that you'll be able to join me for the live tomorrow. It's going to be at 7 p.m. UK time, and I really appreciate you taking this time to listen to what I've got to say today, and I hope that this has been beneficial to you all and that you've enjoyed the training. God bless you all, Have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for spending the time to listen to this training. I look forward to training tomorrow as well as on Sunday, because staffing, healthcare staffing, recruitment business is quite a lengthy subject, so that's why I'm doing it over 5 days. So I hope that you've all enjoyed your training. I look forward to speaking with you. Do book a free 15-minute consultation with us, and we'll be able to talk to you about this further as well. You can also get my book on Amazon, because I've got so much information in there as well. I even talk about 50 healthcare staffing business types that you can do, but there's more than that. There's more. It's huge. Okay, that's my second book. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's training. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a wonderful Friday.